Demon popped into his mouth a last morsel of black bread with elastic samlet, gulped down a last pony of vodka, and took his place at the table with Marina facing him across its oblong length, beyond the great bronze bowl with carved-looking Calvile apples and elongated Pertsey grapes. The alcohol his vigorous system had already imbibed was instrumental, as usual, in reopening what he Gallicistically called condemned doors, and now, as he gaped involuntarily, as all men do, while spreading a napkin, he considered Marina's pretentious S'il Etoile hairdress, and tried to realize, in the rare, full sense of the word, tried to possess the reality of a fact by forcing it into the sensuous centre, that here was a woman whom he had intolerably loved, who had loved him hysterically and skittishly, who insisted they make love on rugs and cushions laid out on the floor, as respectable people do in the Tigris-Euphrates valley, who'd whoosh down fluffy slopes on a bobsleigh a fortnight after parturition, or arrive by the Orient Express with 5 trunks, Dak's grandsire, and a maid, to Dr. Stella Ospensko's hospital, where he was recovering from a scratch received in a sword duel, and still visible as a white wheal under his 8th rib after a lapse of nearly 17 years. How strange that when one met, after a long separation, a chum or fat aunt whom one had been fond of as a child, the unimpaired human warmth of the friendship was rediscovered at once, but with an old mistress this never happened. The human part of one's affection seemed to be swept away with the dust of the inhuman passion, in a wholesale operation of demolishment. He looked at her and acknowledged the perfection of the pottage, but she, this rather thick-set woman, good-hearted no doubt, but restive and sour-faced, glazed over, nose, forehead and all, with a sort of brownish oil that she considered to be more juvenizing than powder, was more of a stranger to him than Boutillion, who had once carried her in his arms in a feigned faint out of a Lodore villa and into a cab after a final, quite final row on the eve of her wedding.